Hey, what's up guys? It's Sterling and welcome to another video. Woo! And as a lot of you guys know, recently I went through some major changes. One of the biggest changes was, of course, I left my job. So I want to talk about that for a little bit and what it really means to leave the matrix. What is the matrix? The matrix is a term used to describe the massive web of complete BS that we deal with every single day. The matrix is a program that we've been taught to believe, and it's that enslaved mindset that we all fall victim to. But don't worry, because I have good news. It's possible to get out of it because I've done it, so I know. The job I was at was technically a good job. It paid well, it had long hours, but the problem with me is that it wasn't what I wanted as a career. I spent almost 5 years at that place and I never really felt fulfilled. I never felt like I was happy, and when I went home every night I just felt like crap and just wanted to go to sleep. I had no passion about the work I was doing, not to mention the intense negativity that was in the place, which wasn't necessarily the company's fault, it's just kind of the way it was, paired with the mass amounts of EMF waves that were hitting me at all times. So if I hated it so much, why did I stay? Well, I stayed because it was easy to stay. And I also had promised myself that if I ever left a job, I would always have another job lined up waiting for me, so there would be no gap of unemployment. But over the span of these 5 years, this happened to me often, to where I just wanted to quit. But every time I reached that edge, there would be some event that would happen that would make the entire job just 10% more endurable. And that 10% is exactly what the matrix tries to do to you to get you to stay in your current situation, because you stay comfortable. But even through all of those years and all of the breaking points I went through, the one that got me to quit was the realization that this wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. I knew what I wanted to do with my life, finally. And I wasn't going to be happy unless I was spending my time and my energy pursuing that goal. Not to mention the universe was kind of pushing me because I need to be pushed. We were moving very, very soon. So now we're already moved, but at the time, my husband's job was being relocated and we were being forced to move to a certain location, which was an amazing gift. However, it was forcing me to decide, am I gonna pull the trigger right now? Or am I going to transfer my job to that location that's in the new town? And every time I thought of that option, I just received this intense negative lull of like, man, I really just don't want to do that. After I told everyone at work that I was quitting, I gave them like a full month notice just because I was super excited that I was finally made a decision. And in that month, I received so many promotion opportunities. There was one completely new position that was just starting in the company that was a promotion from what I was doing. And it sounded great and all this, but the problem is that I would still not be getting those 45 hours a week back to put into my projects and the things that I want to do. So just for safety reasons, because the matrix tricked me into thinking, oh, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do, against my better judgment, I applied. And thank God I did not get the job, because geez, I would just be a miserable wreck right now if I had. While I was in that period of trying to transition out of that situation, I found another job for a really nice local company, and they were really good people and really nice to me, but it was kind of an office job and it was in like a real estate type situation, which I know zero about real estate. Totally out of my comfort zone, out of my field. And I thought, if I can make it work here, then I could work from home and all of this, but I found out that I really hate making cold calls, and I had this intense anxiety the whole time I was there. I was only there for like maybe 2 weeks, and I kind of feel bad about that because I feel like I wasted their time a little bit, but it's okay, right? It's fine. So once I realized that, the thought of transferring to a new location for a new job, the way that made me feel to work for the same company, for a company that does not respect any of their employees or anything at all. I'm not going to name the company, obviously, but it didn't make me happy to work there, and I realized I don't want to do that, so what am I gonna Woo! Working at that job allowed me to build up enough of a savings account to where I can get by for a couple of months without any extra income, and that was basically my plan. So I gave myself this teeny tiny period of time where I'm like, okay, I would be okay. Like, the world would not stop if I was not making money right now. However, I would need to make a plan pretty quickly. Of course, before making these giant decisions, I consulted all of my guides, and I was told over and over again, girl, we got you, don't worry about it. But I knew that I should be applying my logic to this, right? Well, I learned through this experience that you trust your guides and they pretty much show you the way. That's kind of what guides are for, right? Something that was made very apparent to me was the extreme need to use the law of attraction in this situation. The law of attraction can be used for anything. The law of attraction became something I knew that I needed to apply in the situation, and you can use it with anything, but for this purpose, I needed to use it for financial security and to know that my finances would be taken care of, besides my guides telling me it's gonna be fine, like, don't worry about it. To use the law of attraction to make money, you have to stop putting limits on how you're gonna make that money. So instead of saying, I'm gonna make money by working in this job or selling this item, just let go of that. Seriously, it sounds nuts, but let go of it. Just be open to however that money might get to you. It could be a check in the mail, it could be a promotion of something else, it could be anything, like, you don't know. The point is, don't put limits on it, because the universe is gonna work for you. And if you try to tell it what to do, well, you might not get the exact results that you want. So with the knowledge that I would have a really short window of time where I wouldn't be forced to get a job working for another company that I really didn't agree with, I knew I had to use that time to bust my ass. What that means is you really have to spend as much of your time working as hard as you can, but not for someone else, for you. You have to put forth that effort into a passion of yours and make it work. Do what you love and the money will come. And that attitude is exactly what you need to have if you want to make something work like this. The bottom line is, I realized that I don't need to be making a large amount of money to be happy. As long as I'm getting by, I'm gonna be fine. And I would much rather be just barely getting by, but also having all of my time to do it as I choose, than to be making plenty of money but not have any time at all. You're basically trading your time for money. So why? Time's important. Time is so important. All of that time you spend with your family, the time you spend for yourself, for your passions and your hobbies, won't have any of that if you're putting it all somewhere that you don't agree with. And in my situation, that was exactly what was happening. The thing about the Matrix is it makes you believe that you're not in control. It puts you in this prison mindset to where you believe that you are trapped in your situation. And I ran into this countless times with my coworkers that I had, and I'm here to tell you right now that that is not true. You are in control of your own situation. You're in control of everything. That's why the Matrix is just a matrix. It's not real. None of this is real. You have the power to control all of your situations and everyday life and everything that you ever do. So why not apply that power to your passion and the place you spend most of your time, which is where you work? If you work somewhere that you love, that's amazing. If you work somewhere that whenever you wake up in the morning and you just really don't want to go, or you're always complaining about it, why are you there? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Why? Most of the time it's because you believe that you have to, or that you're trapped. But I promise you that's not the case. Stop fighting your creative nature and let go of the Matrix. It's a crutch that you've held on to for way too long. Once you make that decision to break out of the Matrix, it's gonna do everything that it can to try to suck you back in, but you have the power and you have the knowledge behind you to not let that happen. You see that thought come into your head like, oh, maybe it'll be okay if I just stay a little bit longer. Just say thanks, but no thanks, and push it away and find another way. What makes you passionate? What makes you happy? If you could do anything in the entire world, even if it sounds totally nuts, what would it be? Do that. The only person that's stopping you is you. No one has control over what you do or your thoughts. Just you. Take back the power of your own life. please. You're amazing and you can do anything that you want to do. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. And if you guys have any questions for me about what I've discussed or how to break out the matrix any further than what I've already explained, please feel free to send me a question or leave a comment or whatever you guys want to do. But I really appreciate all of you guys watching this video, and I hope that you have an awesome day, and I love you very much, and goodbye.